Hello Salty Gamers and welcome to week 15 of our account. As usual, we'll collect our daily rewards. And so we had a marquee event on Thursday which has given us a new character, so we'll go straight into that. So we've got the Tuscan Chieftain from the Book of Boba. This is going to go towards the new raid changes that's coming in the next few weeks to few months even. So let's have a wee review of where we're at this week then. Just collected my energy from the store. Unfortunately never got cantina, I got normal energy. So we'll quickly do the challenges. We've hit level 82 now. I went through the light side battles. I brought up, obviously I brought up Ray's team last week to 70, and that was enough to get me to unlock the Hound's Tooth node, which is Jungle Vet's node, so I've been farming that with spare energy as much as I can. How we're looking, we'll go to, so first order shop farms are so much faster than any node farm. We brought first order SF TIE Pilot all the way up to almost 7 stars already. At the same time, we brought up First Order Executioner to 6 stars and Crew or Kylo 1 Mast to 6 stars. I've started working on Finn to 6 stars so we could do the first BB8, first Jedi Training Rey mission before we go into the long farm for getting them to 7 stars, as well as these two to 7 stars. Once I get Finn to 6 stars, I will then move on to finish Kylo Ren and First Order Executioner. Hard mode farms in. We're still farming Rey every day to get our ship. We're averaging about a shard a day to 2 shards a day. Sometimes if we're really lucky we get 3, so another 19 shards just in locker. I'll unlock it 4 stars. We've unlocked Holdo's node, Finn's node, and Jango Fett for the Hound's Tooth. We're already at 17 shards of the Hound's Tooth, so we're doing not too bad there. Another 2 shards. Pity we didn't get that drop on the Millennium Falcon. So we'll just double check if we need light and dark still. No, we've covered that. So all the hard road energy's been used that we need to pick up our shipments. So we're back up at just shy of 15 mil. We've got a bit of cantina currency, we've still got guild currency. And there's another 10 shards of First Order TIE Pilot. So one more buy from the shop and we're good there. Onto the squad arena. We're building up Newt Gunray, so I activated him to see how many shards we've got left. Another 100 shards and that'll be him. Almost got Ahsoka Starfighter to 7 stars. Geos are getting up as well. Fleet Arena, we've got no currency left, but we've bumped back down into minus 200 in the top 200. I'm going to ships here. So Ahsoka's almost at 7 stars. When she's at 7 stars, it'll be just a case of gearing her up. Likewise with Resistance X-Wing, we could at least start the Radis event with the X-Wing now. We'll keep farming it as much as we can. We've unlocked Poe's ship, we farm that each day, along with the Millennium Falcon, which we're still waiting to get the shards up. Because it's a double node, it takes a lot longer. We've got 2 shards of Lando, no shards of the Falcon, which was a measly 1 drop. Going to Poe's ship, we'll do 2 battles, no shards. On to the characters that we need then. So I brought Finn up to gear 10, I can't remember if he was there already, but I raised gear 10. I've maxed out these 3 abilities with Omegas, both are level 80. Chewie's now level 80 with maxed out abilities minus this, ability costs need to be 82. Han's still the same, gear 8, level 7, level 6, no further requirement needed. And BB8 still sitting at gear 8, level 70 at the moment. Actually, I'm going to bring him up because I'm going to have to relic him, and it'll be about a week until I can finish off these events, so I will do this now. That will allow us to do the upgrade on him, bring him up to gear 9, and then we know what we're waiting on. Carbantes and Carbantes. Always with the Carbantes. So some changes are coming in terms of the guild raids. So there's a new crate dragon coming out, which will mean that it'll be more they're wanting to streamline it more to allow us to get a personal track and a guild track and work together to achieve points for the overall raid, as opposed to competing against guild members. So with that being said, I had the guild that I started off right at the start of this account. That's kicked off massively, so I'm going to move this account after everything's wrapped up with the territory battle, so I'm not in everything that's currently in this guild that's running, that I'm signed into, is finished, which I think, yep, it's just the territory battle. So once that completes in the next 17 hours, I'll switch over the guild for the next week. It'll be my own guild and I'll run it, and we should be able to do a lot more, and you'll see how the guilds are managed and how they build up from pretty small and hopefully build up to being reasonably big. We've got a good core amount of players in. We're maxed out on the guild, but some are inactive, but we're recycling through them as and when we can. So hopefully in due course we'll have a high guild. I think it's on 20 million GP now. I'll just search it here. Wrong one. So we'll go so we're here, it's full 20 million GP. Our best so far on Hoth territory battles is 9 stars, but we've only got about 20 players this week. That's level 65 and above, which could compete, so we're doing not too bad, considering most of the guild are building their accounts up to 85. They're not established, minus 1 or 2, and not many are hyperdrive bundles either. So we're doing not too bad there. If anybody wishes to join us, drop me a message on it, drop a comment, and I will see if I can make space in the guild. You're more than welcome to if you're active, and we can help you build your account as well. So onto this, I'll show you Ray's team in action. I've been clearing Galactic War mainly with Ray now, or Finn's team. Oh, not put the music on. I'll fire the music on and out. So they're relatively fast to get quite a decent amount of turn meter. As you can see, Ray's hitting pretty hard. A nice easy win. I'm not going to go through it all. It's pretty much self-explanatory. All I do is clear as much as I can with them. If I get a node that I can't fight with them, I bring them out and put in the A team again. Onto the events. Unfortunately, can't do this event as yet because they're just not up to scratch. But that's okay because the rewards is Empire, and we're not really pushing Empire. I one-starred it, which is okay. But I don't need the characters that's in it. So I'm not pushing for that one. If it was resistance or that, we would definitely push for it. So mod front then, we are at, so obviously they're getting Empire mods. How I farm my mods, I've got speed arrows, speed secondaries, just unassigned, and then greys. I go into unassigned and then just filter out to see. We're doing not too bad on health mods, a lot of greys, but that's to be expected. Defense mods aren't too bad. I don't farm crit damage, but we'll have some. No crit damage. Crit chance isn't too bad. Offense isn't too bad. Potency won't have much, no. And then speed isn't too bad, so we'll do a potency run today. We'll go for speed secondaries. We'll see, make sure all the speed secondaries get locked in, regardless what they are. Speed's a good trait to, a good stat to chase. Make sure we get our speed arrows. Doesn't matter if they're grey because we're not that picky at this stage. Oh, prevent that. I don't want to put that on. Even though it's not a bad mod for Kylo, but we're not wanting to level up any mods at the moment. And then go to greys mods and then manage. And because we've got all the speed ones, make some credits. So we're making about a mil credits back just on the greys. And then we could see what the greens have got. So we'll just keep them at the moment until we need to know if we need any more, because we'll be lacking in the blue in the rest of them yet. So if I was to sell these, so I've got 33 blue mods, blue, purple and gold. If we go back down to here and take just the green mods, we have 17 green mods. So we've not got too many green mods, so I'm going to sell them, because there's no point harbouring them just to slice, because we're not at a stage for slicing. So because we'll get rid of the green mods because we've got more potential with the blue upwards. So we're now if we just go reset the default and then manage mods, we're at 65 overall mods. So we've brought ourselves up just shy of 1 million credits after that. So back onto the hard node farms, take away the mods. Did we do Lando's ship? Yes we did, it's mod energy we're looking at. Some mod challenges. Because the colours are very similar, I sometimes get them mixed up. And they're close to each other, so we're getting loads of potency there. So I build him up for a couple of weeks. And then I do what I just showed you there, chasing speed every time. Open a store pack. So I recently just opened a load of packs, so we don't have any there. Cantina battles. On to 3. So Finn's needs 35 shards. We've got 6 pull, so Cantina has got a good drop rate. Plus you get decent amount of credits, mats, trainer droids. And we've got the 400 currency, which moves me on to Poe. So Poe's 40% of the way to 7 stars, which is good. So we'll have him finished by the time we get BB8. So that's fine. Once we've done that, we'll move on to Stormtrooper Han. He'll be a quick finish, ready for when we go for CLS. And I'm thinking, because the new raid will need Jawas, we might do a Jawa team, or at least farm one up so we've got the stars. If we have that, if we're not going for anything else. So let's just grab these. Oh, PvP match. We're we'll go bold because this team's not very well matched. Go with our normal team. Vader's going to be faster because he's a Zeta, that's fine. Trying ability block Leia, happy days, and start the train going. So Vader, unfortunately, doesn't lose turn meter, he can only be stunned, his turn meter doesn't go down. So the goal is wail on him first, let the shock chip away at the rest of them. We're on the turn meter train, we can keep him pinned down. There we go. So they're still not taking a turn yet. Pull back the turn meter, helps is gone. And that's game, set and match. So don't worry about the gear level of people. Look at their setup. So the main reason I went for that opponent was he had Luke, Leia, Old Ben, and Vader and Palpatine. So they've not got any synergy because they had Vader lead. If he had Old Ben lead, then it would have done a wee bit more because they would all have got evasion up. But even still, the composition just wasn't there. They weren't working efficiently, unlike ourselves. So I'm trying to get to that golden 78 crystals. 100 crystals, because I've been doing all my refreshes. Spending all my crystals on Cantina refreshes to try and get First Order up and ready. It's just taking a bit of work, but we're getting there. We brought them up to 6 stars in a week, so by next week there'll be 7 stars. We'll have a 7-star BB8 next week, guaranteed. And no qualms about that. That's for certain. We're struggling here on the old ship front. We need to get these going. I mean, we're okay. We've got 46. So that's 2 Zetas. You know, it's not too bad, but ideally we want to be getting this one as a minimum, and start getting that every week, 3 times a week. That's 6. You know, 6 Zetas a week. We should really be doing that. But we need Tarkin's ship up, and let's see if we can do that now. What are we missing? So we're missing a dark side ship. Okay, so we'll go here. We might be able to sort that out. Maybe we should have checked that before I done the old other challenge, because I was forgetting we've been farming Kylo Ren, which gives me his ship. We're just shy. We need one more. We need one more dark side ship. It's a new TIE Defender that just came out the other week. Unlocked it at 4 stars, didn't really need it, but there we go, got the battle. Let's see if we could do it though. Yeah, we're not going to manage that. Let's just see how she does at level 1 and level 1 pilot. Let's see if nah, it won't work. So I've got a plan for the dark side ships. We're going to go First Order mainly, to try and get them going. we should be able to farm their ships. First Order and Geos. No, sorry, wrong. We're going to go droid. So we're going to go. It's maybe not going to come up here because I'm already in a battle. Just making sure we're still recording. So Vulture Droid and Hyena Bomber is what we'll go for. That will finish off our Grievous fleet. So my thoughts are, get 2 currency, get Grievous. I've been farming them in the ship store as often as I can. So it'll be my first get 2 ship, and it'll be a dark side ship. But the ships will be used with Tarkin until we get Grievous's ship. Just wrecked Boba Fett. So we'll finish off these dailies. Hopefully that will give us enough. That will give us enough crystals for at least one cantina refresh. So we'll get that done, and then I'll discuss some roster things that I'm looking at ways of looking at your roster to decide what you want to do with it. And then we'll move on to do the BB8 mission, and then wrap it up there. So this daze from that resistance pilot does shuts down Geo's assisting. So it works out really well. So hopefully I get the Radis quite quick, and not a lot of people in the Shard get stuff that could beat it, even though it's not the best capital ship. But with the good fleet the good characters that we're building with it, they will be relatively fast. So hopefully that'll push us in. Let's just have a look to see if there's any executors. No executors. Just a Thrawn. Couple of Thrawns, that's fine. So we've got enough for one refresh. Usually we get 1 refresh to 2 refreshes a day, depending on how many shards are left over, how many crystals are left over from the day before. And we get 4 shards, so no big hits, so no finite level, 6 stars. So rosters. First of all, I would say get a game plan. Know what you want to go after. Know your favourite characters. Doesn't matter what your favourite characters are. If they're on this list, perfect. Or even faction. Maybe you really like the Hutts or the Bounty Hunters. So you got Jabba. I would ideally, to get for longevity in this game, look at a Galactic Legend that you like the sound of, or at the very least, the teams or the characters they use. So 2 of my mates are playing the game as well, alongside me, and they like Bad Batch, and one likes Anakin when he turns into Lord Vader. So both of them are going for Lord Vader. It's not the easiest farm, it's not the easiest first farm for Galactic Legend, but they're they're going for it. That's what they've decided, so that's what they're gearing towards. So they've looked at this, seen what they need, and then backpedaled, so backtracked back to the solo journey, and then looked at what they need. So they need Padme, so they've checked Padme, and then they've checked what they need to get Padme, and they've started farming that. Likewise, they need General Anakin Skywalker, who needs Republic ships. So they're building a Republic fleet as opposed to anything else, because it will go towards their goal overall. Yes, they might not do so well in Fleet Arena with the fleet straight away, especially under Mace Windu, but they should have General Kenobi and then work towards his negotiator, and then they'll hit top 20 very easy with that fleet, especially the more they relic their pilots. And then they looked into here and seen what other characters they need. So they noticed we need Shaak Ti, which is on a fleet node, but sometimes from a galactic battle. But they also then seen 3PO. So they need 3PO. To get 3PO, you need Ewoks. So that's one way of looking at what do you want to do. You know, it could be for anything. You could just look. You might, as I said last week, Malak, Profundity, you know, the capital ship on Rogue One. Look at characters you just like the look of. You like the show, you like the film, the comic, or anything, and then go for it. Go for them. Guild journeys are a wee bit different, and that will be changing slightly. We don't know exactly how it's going to be, but these might move into personal track. And then the Galactic Legends. So that's the journey guide side. Now, it's all very well in saying, okay, Rey, we'll farm Rey and we'll get all these characters, and that's great. Okay, you get a bunch of characters and they're all relic, but what are you going to do with the characters? How do you complement them? Well, we know already during our journey that to get Jedi Training Rey, we need BB8, and we also need BB8 on this. So to get them, we need First Order. So we build a First Order team. So onto my journey, not my journey guide, onto the roster. I put a squad down here. Squad down here. A new tab, teams to build. So starting an account, day 1, you get to 40 in the first couple of days. Then your focus is war. That's your primary income of credits, as well as training mats, some shards, 25 crystals, and Galactic War currency, which gets a really fast 7-star character to help with the raids as it is today. That might change when the new raid comes. We might not need 7-star characters, we don't know yet. So we built an Empire team, and that's cleared raid war very easy, and it's helped in squad arena, and we pushed further and further forward. Great. Doesn't have to be that team. Some teams that work for war in general. We've got I've done a lot of testing on this in terms of viability early game. So Imperial Troopers, you've got Veers, Stark's relatively easy, Gideon, Dark Trooper, and then like Snow Trooper. For an easy start, but an even better team for Galactic War is Iden and the basic troopers. Now you're probably thinking Magma Trooper comes in at the war store. Yes, that's fine. As soon as you hit level 40 you can get 400 credits, you can unlock them straight away and you're good to go. But until that time, you could always use Dark Trooper. It doesn't get as much, but bonuses as the rest of them with aid and stuff, but it's a good fill-in until you get Magma Trooper up. So I've cleared, on other accounts, I've cleared with this team every time. A Gear 6 smashes all the way through it, even at low stars, 4 or 5 stars. 3 and 4 stars, easy. And they're relatively easy to farm. A couple are on hard nodes, unfortunately, but that's the way it goes. So that's one team. Another really good team is Bastila Shan lead, and then just a bunch of Jedi. So easy Jedi to have at the start are Luke and Ahsoka, Anakin and Ahsoka, Mace, and then anything else. One more filler in here. A lot of people go for Qui-Gon because then it transitions easy into, and I can't find him. It transitions into him to go into leader spot. So what would happen there is start with this team, build him up, then take Bastila out, put Qui-Gon in. You'd also get Yoda, not that Yoda though. I need to further up because I've actually unlocked him. Yoda, and then put the Omicron. There's a Galactic War team. So there's that team. Other teams to use is Phoenix. First Order's relatively okay if you do Phasma lead, and then First Order Stormtrooper to begin with. They're not too bad. Another, believe it or not, good team is Smugglers. I'm going too fast. Is it Smugglers? Yeah, we go Kira lead, Hondo, Han, Vandor Chewie, and Zori Bliss. Now, if you got it in the marquee event, this team works well as well, and they all sync in with each other. So that's another team. Okay, so that's Galactic War, and then we move on to what we need to do now. So you have a look at what you need for your journey guide, and then you fix them to suit what you need, so you know where you're farming. So we've got the Empire team, they've done what we can. Then we move on to First Order. First Order gets us BB8, but there's no point getting ourselves First Order and then never using them. We're going to have 5 7-star First Order characters. We're thinking Galactic War, we're thinking territory battles, we're thinking raids, Galactic challenges, assault battles. We need one of each faction eventually, minimum. So when build them up, maybe not straight away, take them to where you need them to do the event that you're doing, and then build them up further from that after the fact. So we'll build this team up with Kylo's lead. It's not maybe the most optimal team, but it's a team that we'll use, because we're not focusing on First Order at the moment. But what we are doing is we've got 1 ship, 2 ships, 3 ships in there. We could always switch one of them out and put in First Order TIE Pilot, which has a good Omicron, which works for JC, but that, we could mix and match there. Then we move on to what other teams do we have that we're getting, that we're doing. So I've picked a couple of side projects that we're going to do overall for our roster, which is Dr. Aphra, Inquisitors, and Starkiller. So there's no point going for them if we don't build teams to complement them. So first of all, we've got Jedi Training Rey. We need that for our journey. That potentially that's going to be our team. Second team, Resistance. We're going to go for Poe lead, Might not be optimal, but we need a place for Hondo. Zori Bliss's unique works with smugglers, and they're all smugglers apart from Poe, but she also has a unique trait to work with Poe, so this team should work together. Zori will be low stars, low viability, so she'll be the lowest hitter, but that's okay, she's a utility factor. We need to bring the rest up. Hondo's going to Relic 5, they'll all come up eventually. Resistance 3, these are all characters that's going to be coming in. So these two are pilots, so we want these 3 are pilots. Actually, sorry, I digress. They're all pilots, that's why I put them together. So they all need to come up anyway, and they will all work. So that's literally our fleet minus Holdo and a couple others. And then we've got Dash Rendar. So Dash Rendar is for the Starkiller unlock. So we've got it here along with Young Lando, L3, which are pilots, Vandor and Young Han. That works. Now, how do I come up? And then we've got Mara Jade up here. That's Starkiller unlock. So, theory craft this. We're going for Dr. Aphra. Dr. Aphra's requirements are a couple of droids. So we've got Hondo already. We'll need, and I can't spell today, droids in particular, BT and 000. So a team that could go there would be possibly the 3 plus one more, which could be IG, because we'll build him up for Mando. So that's a possible team. We could take, and the reason why I put T3 in there is we need him as a pilot for the Ebon Hawk, so it works in. We could switch out T3 for Queel, because we'll need Queel, because we're going for Beskar Mando as well. So we could do Queel because he synchronizes with droids, mainly light side droids. Where's it? And light side droids. So 000 or BT won't really benefit from that mechanic, but 50 RT will, and so will IG. So these two will be damage dealers. He'll keep them up. Well, the 3 will be. She's light side as well. It would work. It's maybe not, again, it's maybe not the most efficient, but it works with what we've got. It doesn't need to be all the way. Queel could stay at gear 12, IG could stay at gear 12, 50 RT could stay at gear 12, and then they two go up to Relic 5. Right, next team that we could do, continuing on the theme, we need Rebels. So, because we need Sanastaros for Dr. Aphra, so Rebels to go with her. What other Rebel smugglers do we have that could go with her, that we're building up for other things anyway? It's got to be Rebel smugglers. Sorry, Rebel scoundrels. So we've got Han, which will be leveling up for CLS anyway. And then we'll have Cara Dune, because we're going for Base Commando. And then we can just fire 2 more. So ones that go in with her, work well with her, are that Han, and I don't think it will bring it up under there, and Lando. We could bring Lando up if need be. Easy characters to get. So there's another one. It's all characters that we're using to move up. So one more then. We're going Inquisitors. Nice and easy for Inquisitors. Inquisitors, you don't even need to think about it when you're going for them. You just need to fire them all in. Not Grand Inquisitor, not Third Sister, Seventh Sister. Now the lead will change depending on what you're doing, but there's your Inquisitor team. They're going to love them or hate them, you're going to need them. And I can't spell. So there we go. We know we're right. So that's the general theory. Look at the characters you need to get. Look at what teams they work with. Now, top tip that the game tells you, and you just sort of click past it. If you're totally unsure what characters go with what, go into the character, go into this tab here, and it tells you squads that work well with them. So it's ones that share tags with them. So we've got like Best Commando, Quail, IG, Mission, Zalba. They work. It would work. Will it be a great squad? Maybe not. Look here. No, wrong tab. Other synergies for that. 50 RT, because she's a droid and light side, that's all she's really got. Go to BT. Here. There's another team that I could work with, just because they share droid tags. If we go to Sana for one last look, this is her initial squad. That's what they say would work well. We're taking 4, and from videos I've watched of Anil testing her when she came out, Cara Dune works well with her. Now what's Cara Dune's squad? Well, Rebel squad, Rebels fighter squad. Yeah, can put her there, but she works a bit more efficiently with us with Sana, because we'll have them. We'll have them there. Again, they can be gear 12. They don't need to be or relics 9. So that's the main thing there. That's how I theory craft what teams I'm going to compile together on this journey. So let's stop the chatting and get on with this battle, because we're running out of time. It's going to be an uber long video because I've waffled on too long. But we've only got one battle, so it shouldn't be too bad. We should be able to keep it under an hour. But before we do that, let's sort out the mods before we do that. So, Royal Guards mods. We'll go just go Gideon's mods. I can't remember who we put on what. There's 4 of them anyway. Who's this for? And then Executioner needs, oh, no. Vader's mods. Right, that should do us. Quickly have a look. Yeah, all 4. Perfect. Journey guide. Solo BB8. We're on 50 minutes into the video now. Let's aim to have this completed before the hour mark. So this might go absolutely devastatingly terrible. If it does, we'll readdress it next week and I'll upgrade him. Okay, that's fine. He's meant to be sacrificed. Again, I could bring him up if we need to. Okay, nope, not working. Not working at all. Nope. We're going to need to bring him up to 80. Okay, we're going to need to bring him up to 80. Unfortunately, that was a quick battle. So we'll bring these guys up to 80 and bring their abilities up. Let's just check what the recommended is. We might even just have to remod them as well. But again, viability team. It was a viable team for when we go into Grand Arena and going forward, so it's not too bad. They're 2,000 to 3,000 power under. 70, so 70 plus. 70 plus. So we might be able to get away with just increasing their abilities. Let's try this now. Well, I'm not really using her Zeta. Her leadership hasn't really been used. Did I use the wrong lead? Were we using Kylo lead? So it's, yeah, we're using Kylo lead, so that's where we went wrong here. What level? 82. Let's take Kylo to 82. Now here's my thought process on this. It's maybe not the best first Zeta, but it's going to work. Just hire these. Up. Take that to 5. I'm going to leave him at gear 7 still. And now, Kylo lead. This leadership ability is a game changer. So, no. So let's see the difference here. If it doesn't work this time, worst case, we gear them up a wee bit more. Okay. Already seen a bonus. Okay. Let's just go for Han. Get rid of that turn meter. That's it, keep hitting Kylo. So with Kylo's leadership Zeta, every time they get status effect, negative or positive, they heal. Just changing that one character and putting a little bit of abilities on has changed Kylo, the whole team, massively. I think we should manage it. Phasma's hanging in there. Get a wee bit of health back. We're down just down to Finn and BB8 now. BB8 does next to nothing. Just to heal up Phasma a wee bit more. Sticking on Kylo. Kylo will take that all day. We've got 4 minutes left. Do you think? Hopefully I'll manage it in the time frame. Phasma's back at full health now because you just can't handle Kylo now. And that's what I mean by minimal investment as well. We leveled up where we needed. We don't, as opposed to everybody. I could quite easily have decided to take everybody to level 85 before we do all this, and then leave everybody neglected until we get the credits back together and we can do it again. So BB8 is just going to muck about here, wiggling, doing not very much because he does very little damage. Kylo just heals. He puts a status down so he negates his own damage and then wiggles more, and it's more time constraint than anything else. Just thankfully it's not timed, otherwise we might time out, but we're all good here. And the 4 characters that we needed that we leveled have all survived. And there we go. So we got a 6-star BB8 out of that this week. 50 crystals, 750,000 credits. Not quite as much as was spent to get that, but that's okay. So we'll get these up to 7 stars, and hopefully that will still be enough to do the last event. We might have to bring them up more. We might have to bring them all up to 80, or at least the 4, or maybe a couple of gear levels. If we can't get it, it's okay. It just means that we need to farm a wee bit longer. Just gives us more time to get Rey's stuff ready. So just because we've managed that, what we'll do is we'll farm Finn. We've got another 8 shards out of that, so all's good. Hope this helps. Drop a like, a share the video far and wide to everybody. Comment. Remember, goal is 30 subscribers by the middle of March, so a month from now, 4 weeks. Let's see if we can get a wee bit more subscribers. That would be fantastic. And next time we're on the video, be in a different guild. whole load of different stuff going forward. Let me know if the audio is okay as well. We changed mics, so hopefully that isn't a problem. Remember, stay salty.